Peace and welcome to FlyDialogue. We got another dope session for you today. Chef Charlotte Miller's cooking with us. She's the founder of Mama Blanche Catering, YayYay Southern Style Cafe, located in the historic Jefferson Street district of North Nashville, Tennessee, home to the Fish Jubilee Singers and the TSU Aristocratic Bands. Let's go.
I'm politically involved now, and a friend of mine is actually running for mayor. Yeah. And I said to him, I go, you should just run on bringing back summer lights.
Yeah.
I
say go for it.
Back. I want summer lights back.
Yeah. So wait a minute, who's this friend for mayor? Like, there's another person. There's another person running for mayor that she was my VP of sales actually at Quaver, but Alice Rowley, who also went to Hume Fogg.
And Matt Wilshire also went to Hume Fogg. He's running too.
Are you kidding me? Hume Fogg alum. Wow.
HFA.
That's crazy. All right, hey man, that's something to say, man. I've always had respect for Hume Fogg, man, and love the people that come from there. So shout out to Hume Fogg, man.
That was another thing that we made a part of our mission with YayYays, is that we wanted to make sure that it was a spot for people to know who was representing them and giving their representatives a space to come meet them. So you can sit in YayYays to come and work, because we don't charge you to come work, and get a cup of coffee for $2. And there might be Matt Wilshire in there who's running for mayor. And then you turn on the other side and there's your councilman. There's Brandon, who's your councilman right there. And there might be the actual mayor who came in, Cooper, or there might be your Congress, somebody's running for Congress, Odessa Kelly, all in that space, and they're just hanging out. We work with Equity Alliance, and Tequila calls Charlotte, you're the plug. You're the plug.
Nice.
And I was like, I didn't think I was going to be, but I like being called that. And somebody else called me the auntie of Nashville. And I was like, okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's up there with unicorn, man. That's the plug is definitely a term of endearment, to say the least. You're doing what hey man, you're moving, man. Moving throughout that city, man. I'm happy for you, man. I really am.
It's not so much about moving, it's more about making an impact. My goal is to bring a food co-op to North Nashville.
Oh, wow. Tell me about that. What does that look like?
So there's a group right now who's trying to bring a food co-op. And when you buy a membership, it's $250. It is a lifetime membership. And you get to vote on what goes inside that grocery store and where it's located and all these other things. And it's specifically for farmers and people who are manufacturing food products. And that neighborhood, North Nashville, is starting to get gentrified for real now, especially after the tornado. Yep. I cannot imagine what it would look like if we had a true food co-op in that neighborhood owned by the people in that neighborhood. And also hiring those people, as well as with the hospitals so close by, teaching nutrition, teaching health, also to have a space where you can teach people how to cook. That's one of the things I'm learning since I started this process, is that people do not have life skills on how to cook. And that is not socioeconomic. Rich people, poor people. People don't know how to cook for themselves.
Bring the drums in and welcome back to September. Bro, been working extra hard. Let's give them something to remember.
During COVID, I was watching what people were cooking and posting, and I was like, oh, that's why y'all are miserable.
Definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you don't know how to make spaghetti. You don't know how to make an omelet. You don't know how to fry chicken. You don't know how to grill a steak. You don't know how to roast a chicken. You don't know how to make rice. I go, so yes, that part of happiness is taken away from you because you don't have that life skill. Right. And that goes back to building a community and things like that. So I would love to put because there was a food co-op when I went to culinary school in New England, New England Culinary Institute in Vermont. And that place was amazing. They had like all these different cheeses, homemade breads, different kinds of meats you can come in there. And again, it's a food co-op. So we could get like different kinds of olive oils and all this stuff. What would that look like? Plus that neighborhood on the other side of the street from where I wanted is Germantown, so they have the money. So I just think that that is my goal. I would love to have that. I would love to have a grocery store owned by the community that's supporting a community.
Yeah. No, I love the concept of that. I mean, it sounds great. I feel like I remember talking to you about that. You've been talking about that for a minute. So yeah,
Yes, that's like
pushing
I
to
said.
that.
It's been on my mind. And then when somebody else was looking to do a food co-op, I joined that group. And now there's some spaces available. And now that I have a little bit more political connections, starting to put the people together. I'm like, you need to talk to this person, this person. How do we get this done? Because
Yeah.
it also changes the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes people are willing to help if you just say what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they know you're you side with good rather than evil, it's amazing how many people will actually show up for you.
When I tell you my friends showed up for me, like I said, Nathan and Wakila and Danielle, all of them supported the business when it was nothing. Then when it got big, they put their companies on. My company's having a Christmas party. We need box lunches. We need this. We need that. And they put my name in the room. And you know what else they did? They paid.
Yeah.
Even my sister, when her husband had Christmas parties, whatever, she's going to send me an invoice, Charlotte. And she made sure that she knew it. She was like, they always made sure that I was paid.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I mean, that's what friends and family are supposed to do, man. They want to not only support you, but pay you for your time as being a professional at what it is that you do. So absolutely. You talking about Allison and Brace?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
And he just got me to the next step. When, like I said, we're not there yet. First 5 years is the hardest part. We're now in year number 2, and the first year was during COVID. That was no joke because it was all new.
I've always known you to be someone who just loves preparation, cooking, food in general. Like you got a passion for it, right?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, who would you say outside of Mama Blanche, right? Outside of your grandmother, is there anyone else that influenced you? And we'll even shout out Doug, man, for influencing you to move back to Nashville. But in terms of like anybody else outside of those two folks, man, who influenced you to kind of go down this path, the culinary path that you're on?
The father of my son, Edward.
Ed, nice.
So Edward bought me my first KitchenAid mixer.
Wow. Shout out to Ed.
I still have it. I'm using it now in my kitchen. And when I opened up YayYay's, our son moved to New York. Edward went and moved our son in, caught a plane, and came for our opening that same night.
Wow.
He has been incredibly supportive, but he was the one when I had the baby. Food Network had just started, and I'd already loved cooking, as you know, and stuff like that. But Ed was like, "You could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do that." And him just saying I could do it and then giving me the space to do it, I knew I could do it.
Man, that's incredible. I never knew that.
And Ed also gave me the space because we had a child.
Yeah.
He took Alan to let me do that.
Yeah.
To let me be a chef. And when most mothers were at home, single moms, it was Edward home, single dad.
Yeah.
So, and he did an amazing job with Alan. And he gave me the space. And even now, he's still a part of the journey with me. He's been an investor. He's come and helped me sweep up floors. We've gone to, now we get invited to the cool parties. We get invited to the Jack Daniels parties and the Uncle Deer stuff. And I'll call him and say, "Hey, we're on the list. Do you want to come down?" And so Edward, he was the one who got me my first mixer.
Man, I love that. It's so interesting because, wow, that's incredible. It's so funny, man, how you can have a perspective of something when you think you know everything that's going on and you think you know what, because I'll be honest, we've kind of been on this journey. I don't know, I won't say together, but we've known each other for years.
Right.
And there was a perspective. and I won't say it was a bad perspective, you know what I'm saying? But it was just kind of a perspective looking in or looking from outside of that.
I was lost. I was completely lost.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that.
I was. I'll admit it all the time. Once I got into a kitchen, I became focused. It was like, oh, this is where you belong.
Sure. You know, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's interesting how things can be revealed that can immediately change your perspective about what you may have thought was going on and what actually was going on. And from that perspective, wow, I feel like I really needed to hear that, man. And there was no ill will whatsoever, but it was just kind of like, man, I wonder how that kind of happened. But you filling in that gap right there just warms my heart. Because I'm like, oh, wow, that makes perfect sense that he would do that, you know, as a father and step in and say, hey, I got it. You as the mother, you've got pursuits. And it doesn't always look like that.
And he did it in a time where nobody else was doing it. If you were to say, anybody who was a progressive feminist man, you would not have guessed Edward.
Exactly. That's kind of what I mean by it. It's like, wow, he did that.
The outcast, you know, Southern boy, whatever, driving his Cadillac, you know, hanging out with the boys and stuff. And no, he's the one who supported the woman's dream.
Nice. Stand-up guy, man. I love that. Be sure to visit FlyDialogue.com to find out more about us, including our radio station where we stream hip-hop 24/7. Yo, we're literally jamming as we speak. We got a craft beer blog called Cream. Craft rules everything around me. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the craft beer app called Untapped, or on YouTube. Just search Fly Dialogue on all these platforms. Be sure to follow us and friend us, subscribe to us. Long story short, check us out. We'd love to have y'all and we look forward to connecting with you. And let's talk soon.